Seven Deadly Sins, Season 4, Episode 3, Wholehearted Feelings. What's up, guys? Hopefully you guys are having a good day today. Today, we're going to be talking about the new episode, Episode 3 for Seven Deadly Sins, and surprisingly, Season 4, you're 3 for 3. Again, it was another beautiful episode. Animation was on point. Nothing like the last season. And if only they had done that for Meliodas versus Escanor, then I would be happy. But we're moving forward from that. Because today we get the beginning of a sick fight between Zeldris and Escanor. This has to intrigue you, and you had to have been asking the question what would happen if these two got in a fight. I mean, come on. Zeldris, Meliodas' little brother, we know how strong he is. I mean, compared to Meliodas, but he's still pretty strong. At least compared to Meliodas' max power. And the prideful lion Escanor. Shit, we seen what Escanor did to fucking Meliodas last season. Again, animation was not up there, but at least for you manga readers, you've seen how great it was, the fight between them two. Escanor is nothing to smirk at or anything. Like, we've been knowing that, though. But before we jump into all that, make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe to me. It just gives me a little bit more motivation to keep doing these videos. It's been really wonderful talking about these series for these past couple days, and I'm surprised with myself how consistent I've been. So hopefully I keep it up. But enough of that. Let's get on with the episode. So, as we know, last week, the episode ended with Meliodas, Ban, and HULKS' supposedly older brother, Wild. Meliodas and Ban still need a way to get back to their own world, so they've been walking with Wild this whole time. And we get into it where we find out Wild has challenged the Demon King a countless amount of times, apparently. 12,118 fights. That's right, 12,118 fights Wild has apparently fought the Demon King. Now, let's just think about that. We've seen how big this motherfucker, the Demon King, is. We know how badass he is. It's the father of Meliodas and Zeldris. Esterosa too, apparently. We still gotta get a little bit more into that. But think about it. How the fuck is this? How is Wild even alive? You gotta think the fights that he's thinking are fights. It's probably like him confronting the Demon King, saying some bullshit. The Demon King is like, I don't got time for this shit again. Not again. And he just like flicks Wild, and I don't know, maybe that's enough for Wild to get knocked out. I mean, he is the Demon King, and this is Wild. Like, I'm sorry, Wild. You don't, you don't present to me a whole lot of magical power or anything like that. So, naturally, on the walk, Wild talks about his little brother Hawk again, and that leads to Wild and Ban talking about Meliodas' little brothers. Now, leading with this really is an episode for Zeldris. This is Zeldris' episode. We see the reason why Zeldris is the way that he is. Your first take on Zeldris when you see him for the first time, he's a cold-hearted dude. He doesn't care about anything. He just needs to get his job done, right? No, that's not the case this episode. He has a heart. He's not that cold-hearted dude that we thought he was. I mean, he is in a way, but we see he has a lover. He's like Meliodas and Elizabeth. Escanor and Merlin. Ban and Elaine, of course. He's been waiting a really long time, actually. It's kind of messed up. We also see how much Meliodas regrets being the way that he did. Zeldris and Gelda were a thing way before Meliodas and Elizabeth were a thing. And we know Elizabeth is the one that changed Meliodas' heart. So Zeldris got that head start way before Meliodas. Who knows what Zeldris would be now if he still had Gelda in his life, right? Zeldris ends up being an assassin for Gelda's purpose, to protect Gelda and be with her, of course. Meanwhile, Meliodas is trying to stop the war with Elizabeth that he never really cared for in the first place, and he betrayed the demons after that. What Meliodas failed to realize was doing this caused Zeldris way more pain than he would imagine. Man, at least it's really nice to see Meliodas does give a shit. He does care about what he did to Zeldris and has remorse for his actions. But that doesn't change what happened in the past. Because of all this, the Demon King ends up having a conversation with Zeldris. Gelda is part of the vampire clan, and the Demon King wasn't not having that shit for anyone who tried to betray the demons. So he simply tells Zeldris to get rid of everyone. Zeldris tries to argue with his dad, but his dad's like, nah, I'm not having this shit, alright? Traitors, dead, that's it. Conversation is done. There's no trying to change my mind. Zeldris isn't going to be given up this easily, though. So instead of killing the vampire clan, even though it still pains him to do this, he ends up sealing them I mean, you can always come back for them in the future and make things right again. There's no killing, so there's nothing permanent. You can always free them, right? And it's killing him to do this. But he finally mans up after Gelda talks with him. And there he has it. He seals her up. Now, I know this isn't, at least for me, it's not as tragic as the backstory between Meliodas and Elizabeth, the curse that's put on them too. But it's still pretty fucked up, alright? Zeldris, there was his sense of happiness right there. Let's show some emotional support for Zeldris for being the way that he is now. I mean, he loved Gelda. Soon after, we get the 3,000 years have passed when the commandments were eventually freed, as we've seen in season 2. So we know that scene where the commandments all go their separate ways as soon as they get freed in season 2. Well, the first stop Zeldris decides to make is going straight to Gelda. Simp. No, but seriously, when he goes back, he doesn't find anybody there. And he's like, what the fuck is going on, alright? I've been sealed. I sealed Gelda a long time ago. I just want to see her right now. Where is she? Now, we know Zeldris already hates Meliodas because Meliodas betrayed the demon and that ended up being bad for him for sealing Gelda and all. But to add more fuel to the fire, someone tells him 12 years ago some Knights of Leonis came to destroy the vampires who had resurrected. And we know that's the 7 deadly sins, Meliodas and the gang. So not only is your older brother the reason why your lover is sealed up, but come to find out after being freed after so long, he's the reason why she's dead now, or so you think? I'd be pretty fucking pissed too if I was Zeldris. Alright, now let's get to the good stuff of the fucking episode. So now we cut back to Zeldris, and he's fighting Escanor, Merlin, everybody that's in that cave. His ominous nebula is still a big problem to everyone, so they need to figure out some shit to do. While fighting, Merlin ends up getting hurt even after Escanor tries protecting her. And he sees this shit, and Escanor is not having this. It's like when Hulk gets mad when Betty gets hurt, or at least, let's say Black Widow for the MCU universe. And it's like, what the fuck? I say that because now Escanor goes, he hulks out, he gets all powered up. It's just like the fight against Meliodas that he had last season. But a little bit before this, we still have Ludacil inside Margaret's body, and still trying to land a hit on Zeldris. It's not working at all whatsoever. And as she's charging in to try to get a hit, of course she's about to get struck by Zeldris. And that's when we have Gil Thunder tries to come and protect the body of his lover. And naturally he just gets taken down easy. I feel bad for him. I really do. Because it's like, you want to win. You want to defeat everyone that's in your way. Naturally, an angel is taking over your lover's body. But at the same time, it's like you have to watch the body and make sure nothing happens to it. Because maybe the angel can move on regardless. But that body, that's somebody you care for. And all of a sudden now it's like it's being held hostage. You got to make sure the body's okay. So you know what? Good for you, Gil Thunder. I swear to God, Margaret, you better appreciate the shit that he's been doing. By the time your body, if you come back to your body. All right. Now, Escanor versus Zeldris. Escanor is charging in. His eyes are on fire. Everything's on fire about him. Shit's about to go down. Zeldris isn't backing down, though, obviously. He still sees him as a lowly human, I guess. He even asks him, why does a mere human fight risking his life? And Escanor replies, for the sake of his friend. And meanwhile, I was thinking, okay, shit. You're doing this, you literally hurt my girl. So now you gotta get hurt. But no, he cares about the ball. Even Meliodas. Badass Escanor cancels the Ominous Nebula. Now mind you, Ominous Nebula, it deflects all types of magic. It's crazy. It's the power given by the Demon King himself, right? Escanor just cancels it with his fucking hand. It's like a karate chop he does to destroy the vortex. And here I'm thinking, I'm like, yo, imagine if it was like him jumping up and using his leg or something to create chaos and havoc. Like, can you just imagine that? This is just him lowering his hand. I'm not underestimating the power of a karate chop. Clearly it's working, but still, it makes you think. Then, to make you think even more and make matters worse, he uses his finger. It makes me think of Finger Pistol from One Piece when CP9 was using it. But he uses his finger and jabs Zeldris. And Zeldris is feeling that shit. You see the blood coming out and everything. It's great. And what's even greater is we actually see red blood this season, not the white blood that we were seeing last season. I still don't understand why we saw that white blood in the first place, but yo, Escanor with the clutch with his finger again. Can we imagine Escanor throwing a couple fists, maybe a Gatling? Yeah, let's picture him throwing a Gatling version of this. Then let's see the chaos he causes after that. That'd be great. And that's the episode. The episode ends right there. Zeldris is getting destroyed at the moment. We're going to see next week to see if he comes back from it. Now, I know in the last video I said I'm a manga reader for Seven Deadly Sins. So I know how it ends and I know the parts that happen. But my memory is hazy about it. So I'm glad that the anime is airing now. Because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, damn, what happens next? I totally forgot. So it's always good to look at the new episode. But this is exactly how the episode should be aired. I am not disappointed at all. Keep it coming like this. Like, holy shit. Hopefully we can see Bon and Meliodas get out soon. I do know a scene that they have to go through. That's going to be pretty sick to see. But, you know, we just got to wait it out and see what happens. Pray for Zeldris. He really going through it right now. Not only physical trauma, but, you know, he got the emotional trauma of Gelda. He's still thinking about her. Meliodas promised him this episode that he'll get him out. That was the deal that he made. Can't believe I forgot to mention that too. In the middle of the fight, we see Zeldris think about their conversation. You remember the one where Meliodas whispers something to Zeldris and that's how he gets Zeldris to cooperate with him? Turns out Meliodas didn't kill Gelda. In fact, he ended up sealing her again when she did get free. And now Zeldris has to just go find her again and undo the seal. So now he has hope. That's the reason why he's working with Meliodas again. He's doing it for his lover. Respectfully. But next week's episode is called The Victims of the Holy War. Episode 4 of Seven Deadly Sins. I'm praying it's going to stay in the right track. Although I have a really good feeling that it is. After seeing these 3 episodes, I'm confident to say that it's back. Seven Deadly Sins. Maybe we can finally put some respect on the series name. I remember when it was coming out, like season 2, it had a pretty good reputation in the anime community. All of a sudden, season 3 happened, and people were like, nah, I'm not claiming this series. So, you know, hopefully it's back up there again. Anyways, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe again, share. I know I said it earlier, just, you know, gotta give you that quick reminder. And I'll see you in the next video. I'm out.